growing. And as a matter of fact, Italy has the highest number of young people employed in agriculture in all Europe. It's a great honor for me to be here, and today I'd like to talk to you about why and how nowadays the young Italian farmers are building new social and economic prospects using food and the rural areas as their starting point. Innovation and sustainability are the two aspects fundamental to the new Italian farming experience led by the new generation. So let's begin. So innovation, and talking about innovation, we seem to often confuse this topic with highly developed technology, something virtual and almost intangible. Therefore, there is a tendency to believe that it is a privilege of a limited audience. In our society, the image of the farmers was strictly connected with marginalization, low educational level, and of economical and moral poverty. Nowadays, it's the first form of employment young people, and not only they, are investing in again. This choice provides them with an income, contributes to their fulfillment, and gives them the opportunity to play a strategic role during this transformation. Being a farmer today means to worry and to nurture not only your own well-being, but that of our whole country. That's how we knocked down one of the highest and more solid walls, the one of prejudice and ignorance. This is a great innovation. Innovation starts from the bottom. It's made by ideas, competencies, and people, and it is shareable. This is the reason why it can be reproduced anywhere and in any sort of context. However, innovation also needs areas to develop, which is just not related to business, but especially to those areas in which courage is stimulated and talent is fed by comparison. In this regard, Coldiretti Young Farmers has created a school, but it isn't a school for farmers. It is a school for the best young postgraduated in economy, political science, marketing, high-tech. It is a school on a sustainable model of agriculture that is experienced, actual, and innovative. A school where teachers, young farmers, all the participants build up together their lessons. Agriculture needs to influence institutions, universities, policymakers, and society. So even if the question is how to change a global approach to agriculture, the answer is always education. So now let me cross to the second issue I want to raise today, that is sustainability. Nowadays, the sustainability of production is an act of a great accountability. Being connected with the management of renewable resources, we must act in an intelligent way and consciously in order to guarantee the future generations the same opportunities of growth and well-being. However, sustainability doesn't imply the concept of decrease. In fact, it is a synonym of development as long as this happens in harmony with not only the environment, but also with economic and social growth. The right farming model, which is the one that Italians have been working on for several years now, is the one that enables us to generate income and employment for the citizens. This model focuses on people's well-being, which involves food safety, the responsible management of the natural heritage, and the safeguard of biodiversity. It is also important to mention the equity, justice, and legality of the production process, the distribution of value within production process, in the relationship between producers and consumers. When farming models are not balanced, they focus on the quantity of production, on the profit of the farming process, and on the industrialization of food. All these factors led to disastrous phenomena like the desertification process, water and land grabbing, waste of food, and the false myth of GMOs. Changing wrong farming models requires time, and we need an inversion in tendency that cannot be achieved with small corrections on the way. It takes the courage to point a new path, initiative, and subsequent development. Coldiretti has been working for several years on achieving this goal with the creation of economic projects, such as Campagna Amica, that is the biggest direct selling network of Europe, with farmers market, with farms, agritourism, restaurants that use our farmers' product, with a surplus in 2015 of 5 billion euro that is based on economic, social, and environmental sustainability. Eventually, from the combination of these two essential ingredients, so innovation and sustainability, arises the ability to build new farming models based on the ability to see food from a different point of view. Indeed, food will no longer be a consumable good and therefore object of business or profit, but an unquestioned pillar to sustain the fortress of the human well-being. This is how we can nurture our most important heritage, which is made of environmental biodiversity, promotion of the equity among the people of the world, and the bond between cultures and countries. So now, let me give you some examples about what Italian young farmers are doing, putting together innovation and sustainability. The first experience talks about innovation for transparency. Italian quality products are very much affected by counterfeit, with a huge pressure on farmers' revenue. iOlive is an application created by two young olive oil producers that use big data in order to give transparent information to the consumers about real extra virgin olive oil. The application allows consumers to know if the extra virgin olive oil they bought to the supermarket and that they paid as extra virgin olive oil is really extra virgin and not virgin sold as extra virgin. The second experience is focused on innovation of for welfare. This is an amazing experience for weak children helped by a young woman in her social farm. She plays pet therapy for children affected by autism. Thanks to Orsi's sensibility and the feeling established with the autistic children, many of them starting to sing and to have incredible happy moments with their families, friends, and those children that have same disabilities. Another experience is about contemporary needs. Many people in our society decided to stop eating meat. And so I want to introduce you another young Italian woman who has taken this need as an opportunity. The slogan can maybe can be, you don't want meat, I give you wheat. And this is because she realized a recipe with her father based on a mix of ancient and different wheat and beans that has the same flavor of meat that you can cook as a hamburger, as a Fiorentina stick, or like you prefer. And last but not least, innovation and sustainability for institutions. The slogan can be, they want to be free. And it is an experience that talks about a team of prisoners led by the director of Perugia prison, who cultivates 20 hectares on field inside the prison. Products they produce are used for feeding all the people that stay into the prison. But 3 times a week, they go out from the prison to sell their products in the farmers' market network of Campagna Amica. The result is that one of them is finally a free man, but he decided to remain with this team to continue their agricultural production in the prison. So it is a great example of innovation and social sustainability. So from here we have started, and with this model we will continue, we still grow to not leave anyone behind. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will now welcome our second keynote speaker. She goes by the name of Tshepiso Marumo.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is an honor and a privilege that I've been invited to speak in an event of this magnitude. So I would like to thank the organizers for a good job. Thank you so much, Courtney. My name is Tshepiso Marumo from Botswana. I currently hold an honors degree in marketing management from ABM University College. I also did my BCom from an Anglo-Ruskin University. I've done several training and courses, so I will just mention few of them. I've done basic beekeeping, I've done horticulture, I've done gender, I've done policy and youth advocacy. Tshepiso Marumo is an accredited trainer. I am a founder of ABM University College Business Club. I am a member of YPAD. I am a director of Beekeeping trading as the Zone for Life. So normally, some of my colleagues here knows me by the name Queen Bee. So you can simply call me Queen Bee if you don't, I don't mind. So the company background, Beekeeping background. The company started operating in 2011 as a legal entity. And the main aim of this company is to conserve bees. And the other aim is to produce honey and beeswax. Let's proceed. We produce different products, but the main product that we are producing is honey and beeswax. So with the honey and beeswax, we do different products. We do chunk honey, we do honey snack, we do processed honey. Currently, we have ventured into manufacturing of byproducts, and this is the honey juice and the flower polish, also the lip balms. We do services beside products, and one of the services that we offer is bee pollination to the farmers, and we also offer camping for people to come as part of agro-tourism. People come to our farm to refresh. So that's the other service that we are doing. Then our market. In 2011, after 3 months of started operating, our product was already ready to sell to supermarkets. We sell to supermarkets, we sell to wholesales, and we sell under this name, More Life. That's our brand name. We sell to individuals, we sell to cooperatives, we sell to health clinic, and we have stores around the city, which we also sell to different buyers like street sellers, vendors, benefits to the community. The company created employment for 12 young people. We have 5 young people in permanent jobs, then the 7 are part-time and temporary. We also do business plan for women and youth. You know, when I started, I realized that many people have got ideas, but the only problem is that they don't know how to compile these ideas into business plan and to do things like cash flows. So I take it as a beekeeping as a corporate social responsibility to help people in my community with the business plans. So, but when I did that, I started at home. I had 2 brothers who said, because you are going to stay at the bush, we are going to give you a company. So they were employees of Beekeeping when I started. But now as we speak, they are directors who have benefited from some of the youth initiatives, and they are creating employment. Now we are helping anyone, whether you are a young person, whether you are a woman, we do this freely. We also offer opportunity to students from universities to do researches on our company, on their career and training. Currently, we have already assisted 7 students who have already graduated. All right. Currently, we have already assisted 7 students who have already graduated. 4 of them were from IBM University College, 2 were from University of Botswana, and 1 was from Botswana University of Agriculture, who was doing research on different types of honey. We also decided to write a book because every time when I am invited, people will ask me, what inspired you to do this? Thank you. Then I decided it is best that I write a book so that I can share with people on what inspired me to do this. And with this book, it will be launched on the 1st of August 2016, and it will be launched at the farm where we'll be celebrating our 5-year anniversary. So with this book, it will be given to university, schools, and to National Library. Each of the university and schools and library will have a copy of this book so that young people can read and get to know what you need to do in order to do something like this. Awards and recognition. We have been in this business for 5 years. We have won 5 awards, and we have 5 of our articles published. Then source of inspiration. This one is very tricky. It's very tricky. As a young girl raised in one of the country, Botswana, which is a mining country, I had no option when I grew up. My dream was to become a mining engineer and join the mining industry. But I don't know what happened. I still don't know why. I read an article, and this article was written about the bees, how they dance, how they communicate. So I was inspired by the small creatures. Then I said, I forgot about the article. One day I was on internet. I remembered the bee story that I read on that article. I started to research more. Then I said, okay, let me do this as a source of income for my family. I had so many challenges. My family was not interested. They wanted me to focus in my studies so that I get a good job. They said to me, you know what? We have never seen anyone making a living out of this. You need to focus on your studies so that you get a good job. In fact, that was true. Nobody had made a living out of that. I told them, I promise I will never disappoint you. I want to do this. I want to see what this can do. I want to start beekeeping. It took long. And after long last, they agreed. You can only keep 3 hives at the backyard. I was happy. Then I took some of my savings from my university allowance. I bought 3 hives. I bought a protective clothing. I started. The problem arose when the bees started to create conflict between my family and our neighbors. I had no option that time but to remove the bees from the backyard so that there is peace between my family and our neighbors. Oh, I had no land. I had no money. I don't know where to take my bees to. But I didn't want to sell them or to part ways with them. And then I went to the land board. In Botswana, we call them the land board. It's land authorities. So I went to the office. I told them I want to do beekeeping. I want just a small space where I can keep my bees. They gave me a list of requirements. In my country, Botswana, if you are 21 years and above, you have the right to own a piece of land. So I went to them. They gave me a loan list. And at the bottom of that list, it was written that once you are a young person between 21 and 35 years, if you have submitted an application, you are supposed to be assisted within 14 days. I asked them, is this true? They said yes. Asked them again, I'm going to submit, I'm going to get all the requirements. Is this true? They said yes. But provided where you want a space is available. Okay, I did 5 applications. I submitted to different land boards. Then I said, God willing, 1 out of this must be approved. 2 land boards gave me a rejection. So I was left with 3 applications. The 3rd one gave me a provisional letter. A provisional letter means once you showed us that you have finance, that's when we'll give you the certificates. So I was happy. But I had no fund. So I said, what can I do? I need to look for a job. I started looking for a job. I worked for an insurance company for 6 months. Then I moved to Battles Bank of Botswana. I worked there for a year. I was becoming impatient that this is not working the way I wanted it to work. It's very slow. I don't have time for my project. I'm busy. I'm always busy at work. So I heard that there is another company which is one of the biggest companies in Botswana, Telecoms. I wanted to join that company. I started applying while I was at Letizia. I applied to Telecoms. I applied for 37 times. At the 37th application, I was invited for an interview. So at the end, they asked me, is there anything that you want to ask Ms. Marumo? I said, there is nothing that I want to ask you. The only thing that I wanted you to know is that I have applied for this company for 37 times. And I'm very happy today that for the first time, I'm invited for this interview. So what I want now is to start working today. It was about 5 p.m. They wanted to knock off. So they said to me, you know what? You remain here in this company that we applied for 37 times. Ladies and gentlemen, I got a job at Telecoms. I worked there for 2 years with the mind that I'm here to raise money for my project. And I'm one of the person who give it all. I gave it all at my company. And after 2 years, I found that I'm one of the people that the company decided to keep. But I didn't want to continue. I've made my mind that after 2 years, I'm leaving the company. So after 2 years, I resigned. The people who were at the board, they were called that the young lady who applied for 37 times in this company is now resigning. They wanted to know why. I said, no, I don't have any problem, but there is something that I want to do. I'm still young, so I still want to explore. So I want to go and try something. I don't have any problem with working here. They allowed me to go because I was now becoming impatient, and I was not giving my project time I wanted to give. So I started applying for grants. Like I applied with the land boards. I submitted 3 applications. We have the Citizen Development Agency in Botswana. It's one of the agencies that is financed by the government of Botswana. And they can finance a company up to 30 million. So I wanted to be that client. I applied there, I wanted $500,000. Then I applied for Youth Development Fund. I also applied for another competition. It's called Kickstart in Botswana. It's sponsored by Coca-Cola company. It's called Kalahari Breweries in my country. So I waited. That was in 2010. 2011, 1st January, I was invited for an interview by the Citizen Development Agency. And at the interview, the first question was, Ms. Marumo, how will you repay the loan if the bees leave the hives? They got me. The interview room was silent for 5 minutes. I had no answer. I was rejected on the spot. 2011 March, I was invited for an interview by the Youth Development Fund. I was approved. There was a little hope there. Then, July, I was invited for an interview for the Coca-Cola competition. The question that they asked me was, you wanted $500,000. Here we are only able to give you 100,000. How are you going to run your project? I said, you know what? As a promoter, I believe I need to start somewhere and grow. And with the little resource that you are going to give me, it will take me far. At the 13th, 2011 July, Kickstart announces its winners. There were 2 young gentlemen and a young lady. And that young lady happened to be Queen Bee. I was very excited. Then 2011 August, 1st of August, Beekeeping started operating as a legal entity. And because I'm one of the person who never give up, I went back to SIDA on 2014. I said, I'm here again. They said, you know what? Now we need security. I went back. I came back again in 2014. I said, I'm here again. They said, okay, fine. Because now you have security, you can now become our clients. So currently we are working with SIDA. And you know, in Botswana, once you have become a client for SIDA, you know you are in safe hands because it's one of the agencies that can finance up to 30 million. So what you need to do is to behave yourself, get organized, then you'll be fine. So this year, we are working on the manufacturing where we need a machinery, factory, so we'll be. What is happening? So we'll be working with the SIDA on the manufacturing part. I don't know what is happening. Can someone help me here, technicians? I don't know what is happening. there is a problem with that. Okay, thank you so much. So I normally tell people it has never been an easy ride. It has been a challenge that have tested my capability and my strength. But if you have passion, you'll know that you need to be patient, you need to be disciplined, and you need to focus on your project. The role of bees in agriculture. Bees, they are small creatures. They bite and they fly, but the impact in this planet is huge. Because of bees, they are the ones that will get the pollen from one flower to the other so that there is reproduction. And because of bees, we have feeds for our animals. Because of bees, we have food for human consumption. And because of bees, we have these forests that absorb the unwanted carbon dioxide from the atmosphere and then releases oxygen that I and you need. In my conclusion, I believe as farmers, we need to diversify our project by investing in more than one commodity. For example, maybe I have cattle. I can sell some of the cattle, invest in property, or invest in the stock market. In my country, farmers have been advised to invest in things like stock market. So maybe I think it's one of the ideas that we can share with the world. The second strategy that I believe in is partnership, because I believe in partnership, we can share resources, and we can also share ideas, so together we can stand. I also believe as farmers, we need more resources. There are a few young people in this world who can compromise. Young people don't like compromising. They want resources, because if there are no resources, they will abandon the fields and go back to the city and enjoy the city life. So in order to soldier on, we need resources to sustain our project and to compete well with the challenges of climate change. So I wanted to include all of us here, but I don't know if I left anyone. But if I left you by mistake. I wanted to include all of you here. So you may be a researcher, you may be a journalist, you may be a farmer, you may be an author, you may be a social media reporter. Guys, keep doing what you are doing, because somewhere in this world, you are making a huge positive impact. So I didn't bring anything tangible for you to touch and feel, but I've prepared some pictures of products that we are producing at Tshepiso Beekeeping, with the hope that one day you'll be in Botswana, then you'll have an opportunity maybe to test the products. This is the honey drink that we are currently manufacturing. There are two flavors. It's honey and lemon, honey and ginger. So after doing this drink, my customer liked the drink. They said it has got the unique taste, and after taking it, you feel active. So I rushed to the internet to check if I'm the first person who have done the drink, but I realized someone in Switzerland have done one of the flavors. So I said, not bad, maybe I'm the second one. So the other product that we are doing is the honey snack and honeycombs. We also package this in various sizes according to our customers' needs. We also make floor polish for domestic use. This is the floor polish. We also package it in different sizes so that even people of lower class can afford. These are the lip balms for those who take care of their lips. And then these are the honeys, these are the herbs. Our customers mostly like to use honey and the lemon, honey and ginger, honey and pepper, honey and moringa, honey and cinnamon. So we have decided to package the herbs for them so that they can get all under one roof. Then we also have the processed honey. This one you can use for tea or on your bread. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. You have been a wonderful audience.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's a pleasure to thank both Tshepiso and Maria for their keynotes. We are now, so if we could recognize them in the appropriate fashion. We're now going to go back into the thematic plenaries, so back to the rooms you were in on Wednesday. We have 2 more sessions to run before lunch, at which point we will have completed our thematic process, and then after lunch we will draw together the GCARD process, first with the outcomes of the themes, and then to draw together for the GCARD pledge. Thank you very much.